What's up, YouTube? This is Randy at Breaking Bad Bulls. Happy July 4th, guys. Today's July 4th. You know, I took a day off from the shop, and today we're just at home. I cleaned the backyard finally, guys. I mowed the lawn, and today's topic is, how do you pick a Frenchie stud? So, if you have a female and you're considering about breeding her, this is the topic for you. You know, when it comes to picking a stud, it's almost a hit or miss. What I mean by that is, sometimes you get what you want when you think that the stud is right for your female. Sometimes you don't get what you want. You know, let's, for example, you know, in my example, Skylar's last litter, we had 4 puppies. 1 didn't survive, 3 survived. And that was Millie, Mimi, and 2 other males. You know, I wanted to use Gustavo, and I bought him specifically for Skylar. When I gotten Gus, first of all, I know I wanted to get a female, so mine kind of worked in reverse, where I had the stud first, then after that I chose my first female to breed with him. And my main criteria for the female was, you know, she doesn't have to be super bully, because what I wanted is, I wanted a cleaner female like Skylar, where, you know, she has a better nostril. She was athletic compared to Gustavo over there, where he's more bullier, and I wanted a mix in between Gustavo and Skylar. So Skylar right here, you know, I'm the opposite, where I had the stud, the female I was raising, and I want to make sure I had the right pairing. So again, I did my research, and what I do recommend is that you guys do your research first of all. Research the breed, and like, if you guys watch my earlier videos, I always say research the breed, research the breeder, and find out as much as you can when it comes to breeding genetics. What I mean by that is, you know, study color if you're going for color, structure if you're going for structure, a little bit of both. For me, it was first of all structure first. I want, like you guys know, I want my Frenchies to look like Frenchies and nothing else but Frenchies, you know. And we have Mimi girl right there. She was from my first breeding, and it's exactly what I wanted. I wanted a female like Gustavo, where Gustavo's super short, super bully, and we got Mimi girl here at 1 year old, a little bit over 1 year old, and she is bully as heck. So I got what I wanted from the stud that I chose, which is Gustavo. And just like that, you know, you do the breeding. So choosing the stud, make sure you guys, you know, pick at least 5 different studs choices and narrow it down to, you know, the pros and cons of each stud. If you're new to breeding, then the best way I can tell you is make a list of what you like about a particular dog, what you don't like about a particular dog, and start from there. And secondly, what are you trying to accomplish with your breeding? Are you trying to accomplish a dog that you're envisioning? You know, think about those things, because when it comes to genetics with any dogs, I learned this from American Bullies and applied it with French Bulldogs, is that, you know, 50% of the genetics will come from the dad, 50% from the mom. That's how it works. It comes in pairs. You know, 2 genes comes from the dad, then the other 2 genes comes from the mom. And when you look at it in that respect, you gotta realize that you're gonna get 50% of the genetics from the mom, like Skylar, and from the dad, like Gustavo. So make sure when you're looking for a stud, you look at their program, meaning that has that stud produce the look that you want with different females. So if you have a stud that's been used 1, 2, 3, 4 times, you know, does he produce a consistent look that you want? You know, is it short? I mean, is it what you wanted? Is it what you're envisioning from his past production? So that kind of gives you an insight of how they're going to produce with your female. Secondly, when it comes to your female, look at their litter mates. Look at your female's litter mates. If she came from a good sized litters, if you can find out a way to where you can contact or even maybe see the sisters and brothers. What I mean by that is, a lot of times the genetic makeup of that female is a combination of her whole litter. So when she was bred, your female, the combination of her litter was from her mom and her dad. So that gives you a good spread on what she will probably throw as well. So if you're seeing the whole litter, if you had a chance to see their brothers and sisters that looks like her and that has a similar traits, where you know, they have the head shape, they have the shoulder shape, and everything that you like, then that kind of tells you that that particular litter and where she came from is pretty consistent, and she will probably carry the same genetics of that consistency. So that's one way to look at it, is look at their siblings, their litter mates. That kind of gives you a gauge on how she's gonna throw or produce her look, or for the most part, a consistent look. Same thing with the stud. You know what I tend to look for in American Bullies, and I try to apply the same kind of technique for French Bulldogs, and it seems to be the same since they have both the same canine genetics, is that when I look, for example, when I look at Gustavo, he came from a litter of 4, and out of those 4, there was 3 that looked like Gus. What I mean by that is one was brindle, one was piebald, the other one was female, 2 females. And the closest one that resembles Gustavo was a female. Shout out to Hemlock Haven Frenchies. They have his littermate sister, Pip. Make sure you check him out and look at Pip. And you'll see that Gustavo came from a litter that was pretty consistent. We have a fan right here right now. It's about 90 degrees. I'm playing with my dogs, and we broke out the fan. So when it gets hot, make sure you take care of your Frenchies and put a fan outside just to keep them cool. Go back to what I was saying. So same thing happens with the stud. You know, look at the stud's litter mates. Is litter consistent? Meaning that they all look kind of about the same, 70% the same, 80% the same, or are they far and wide apart? Meaning that every puppy within that litter looked different, you know? But with Gustavo, I knew looking at that litter of 4, they all shared the same traits, and knowing that gave me the confidence to have Gustavo as a stud that I can use for my program and other people's program, that he'll throw consistent with his look. His look being the big head, you guys know, big bone, you know, wide shoulder set, really thick rear. Her sister and her brothers all showed the same traits as well, where they were big bone and big heads, short to the ground. All of them were consistent. His dad is Forgiato. Excuse me. Forgiato's a real known, well-known French Bulldog about 2 years ago, and he comes from the Forgiato, and the mom of Gustavo is from Hemlock Haven Frenchies. Gosh, I'm slipping with the name there. But she was a short dog as well, really short, brindle dog. Man, she's really, really impressive. And Lulubelle, there's her name. So she is owned right now by Hemlock Haven's Frenchies. Her name is Lulubelle. She was a brindle dog, really short, really big head. And I think that's where Mimi Girl, you know, takes that shortness from. Whereas Skylar, she's a bigger dog. Her dad was a little bigger dog. Her mom was about her size, and really, really good looking dogs. But from what I've seen on the genetic side of Gustavo, he carries that short dog feature, meaning all the dogs are really short in his litter, and he threw that with Mimi, where she's shorter. She's about 11 inches. Really short. She reminds me of her grandmother, Lulubelle, where she's really short and compact as well. You know, combine that with Gustavo, you know, with the big bone, big head, you get a dog like Mimi Girl, where she's really impressive girl. You know, with Skylar, she comes from, you know, blue and tan mom and dad, and her dad looked just like her. Her mom just looked just like her. Both of them came from TWT bulls. They bred Winston, which is her sire, and Peony, which is her dam or her mother. They were both blue and tan Frenchies. So the whole litter within itself, they were all blue and tan. That's what I'm saying. You look at the parents to show you how they're gonna look like and to see how you're gonna produce your litter by looking for a stud. So again, make sure you research your studs by looking at their litter mates to see what the combination of that stud is going to throw. Another one is looking at their past productions within different females. Is he throwing the consistent look that you want to incorporate into your program? There's really good tells that you can go by. Nothing's guaranteed. Of course, nothing is guaranteed. But knowing that the combination and the genetics that they're going to throw, you know, within the litter mates, and also within other females that he's going to be bred to, you could kind of guess what kind of litter that you're going to get. Well, Gustavo, you know, again, he's up for stud. This boy's a beast. 2 years old, 22 pounds, 23 pounds, really heavy bone, big head. So if you guys are interested in Gustavo, 757-289-1096. I apologize if you guys can't hear my voice through the fan, but we have a fan right here for the Frenchies. There they are. They're just chilling. They're just chilling in the patio, and 90 degrees. Keep an eye on your Frenchies. It's getting hot, and eventually the temperature is gonna rise, and it might be dangerous for your Frenchies. So keep an eye on them. God forbid anything happens to your babies. Make sure you contact your vet immediately if anything does happen. So yesterday we had a little scare with Mimi. She started throwing up a little bit of red. We think it's blood, excuse me, but I don't think it is. We took her to the vet yesterday. To make a long story short, took her to the vet. They did x-rays. They tested her for parvo and another thing, parasite testing as well. Both came out negatives, and we were so happy. Like anything with French Bulldogs, you know, like if you see any changes in their behavior, you know, they're throwing up more. It's a different type of throw up color. There's a little red. Take them to the vet immediately. That's what we did. You know, we didn't want to take any chances. So she came back lately yesterday, found out everything was all good. So we are happy about that. We're happy about that. So if you see any changes in your Frenchies, make sure you take them to your vet immediately. So again, this is just a video about talking about how you pick your stud for your female if you choose to breed. If not, well, you know, that's fine too. You know, you like it, I love it. But to choosing a stud for your female, her first breeding, is really important that you see the combination of the litter mates that that he comes from, because that gives you an idea of what he's gonna produce for the female, for the most part, and the female as well. Look at the female's genetics, see if you can see the litter mates. That gives you a good visuals on what she's gonna throw as well, in combination with the male. And you take those two together, then you have a good idea what particular litters that you're gonna have with your female. So if you're new here, my name is Randy. I'm into Frenchies. I own 4 Frenchies. Randy from Breaking Bad Bulls. So if you like this video, comment, like, subscribe down here, and let me know what's the next topic you'd like to discuss. Are you going to be breeding your next female, or you just own dogs and they're just your pets? If you are, comment down below. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to help. I'm always willing to help. I'm still learning, as you know, and with you guys subscribing, you know, it keeps me motivated to coming up with different topics. And today's topic is how do you pick, and where do you pick your French Bulldog stud? If you own a female and you're looking around and you're in the market, you know, tap in down below. If you're looking at Gus as a stud, feel free to reach out to me. We'll talk. 757-289-1096. So this is all about, you know, choosing the right Frenchie stud. How do you do that? What do you look for? Where do you go? You know, another great resource too that I start going to when looking at the visual pedigree for Skylar or Gus is, so that way you can kind of see, putting it together, is a site called Bullypedia, bullypedia.net. Go with their register with them. Great folks. Tons, hundreds and thousands of Frenchies, pedigrees that's on there. You can add your dog. Then after that, you can do a test mating, hypothetical mating on paper, and see how it looks visually. So go to bullypedia.net. Tell them Randy sent you here at Breaking Bad Bulls. That's a great resource when you're putting breedings together and seeing the visuals of how they should look like. and you put that together and you come up with a picture pedigree. You can send that to your clients, your prospective clients, and they can see their puppy's pedigree, their parents, their grandparents, their great grandparents, so forth and so on. So it's a really great resource. Go to bullypedia.net and register your Frenchies there. All the Breaking Bad Bulls Frenchies are registered there. Really happy with their services. So I'll make this short and sweet. Happy 4th of July, guys. Be careful out there. God bless. This is Randy at Breaking Bad Bulls. Let's get out of here. Whoop.